On a new day of classes, Kuz arrives at the storage room to meet Yuki, as she asked for his help in cleaning the school's storage area. However, seeing that he isn't very enthusiastic, she asks him to be more polite, which prompts Kuz to joke with her. Seconds later, Elisa approaches and mentions that the two of them get along well, which surprises Kuzi since he didn't know she was there. After that, he starts working on organizing the storage room with them, handling the heavy items. After a few minutes, Yuki asks him to get something from the top shelf, where he sees board games and cards. She explains that they use these for school festivals, and she also played the other day during the new council meeting, where she technically won. But because they are talking so comfortably, Elisa tells them to talk less and work more, so they both get back to what they were doing. Although the next thing that happens is that Elisa says she also wants attention, but in Russian. Kuz feels a shiver run through his body upon hearing her, and then Elisa also mentions in Russian that he should come with her, repeating it over and over. She even laughs a little since she has no idea she is saying it so directly. All this without knowing that Kuz understands her perfectly, avoiding saying anything about it, complaining that she has no shame. Later, they leave the storage room, and both girls thank Kuz for his help, as it was very useful. Seconds later, Kenzaki, the student council president, arrives. He introduces himself to Kuz after hearing that they were able to finish so quickly thanks to his help, or at least that's what Yuki keeps repeating. Kenzaki tells Kuzi that he has heard a lot about him and his talent, while Kuzi just thanks him, acknowledging that he has an imposing aura, and that's why he's the student council president. After that, he tries to leave, but Kenzaki asks him to wait, saying he would feel bad if Kuz left empty-handed after helping with the storage room, offering to invite him to dinner. Yuki also tells him that when he gets home, he won't have anything to eat, so he should accept. Hearing this, Kenzaki asks her how she knows about Kuzi's home situation, to which she replies that they have known each other since childhood. Now Kenzaki invites both of them, and with no other option, Kuzi ends up accepting the offer. Later, they arrive at the cafe, where Kenzaki comments on how surprised he is that they finished organizing the storage room so quickly, as he assumed it would take them until tomorrow. Hearing this, Yuki starts talking about how amazing Kuzi is, handling physical work and paperwork as if it's nothing, and that he is a master of ceremonies and a top negotiator. Kenzaki comments that she doesn't usually praise someone so much, and for that reason, he asks Kuz if he would like to join the council. Kuz apologizes, saying he doesn't want to know anything more about student councils, and despite Yuki's insistence, he continues to refuse. But Kenzaki lets him know that she doesn't have the president position secured, as there are other candidates, including Elisa. When Kuz turns to look at her, she confirms it's true, as she competed against Yuki last year. After that, Kenzaki leaves with Yuki, and Kuzi accompanies Elisa, but after a few minutes, she tells him that this is enough, heading home alone. When Kuz arrives home, he is greeted by Yuki, who asks if he accompanied Elisa home. He asks her what she's doing here, to which she explains that she's going to spend the night with him. Kuz then shows some discontent with the fact that she pretends at school to be his childhood friend. But Yuki tells him that's not a lie, as a childhood friend is someone you get along with while growing up, and that includes siblings. So childhood friend, otaku colleague, and sister can all be true at the same time. And with this, it's revealed that Yuki Swu is actually Kuzi's sister. The next day, Yuki wakes Kuzi up by jumping on him in his bed, greeting him with good morning as soon as she sees his eyes open. But he mentions that the morning stopped being good at that precise moment. She tells him that his little sister came to wake him up with all her love, so he should be happy. Although when she sees that her words aren't working, she plans to get into his bed next time and pull him by the leg. Without further ado, Kuzi asks her to get off him, to which Yuki asks why, thinking that he is hard, and in response, Kuzi tells her to shut up. Now Yuki encourages him to get up, as he will have a nice date with his little sister. Later, they watch a romance movie, where she shows herself to be quite a fan of such things. But Kuz forcibly takes her to do the shopping, as that is the real purpose of why they went out together. While looking at clothes, they start talking about having seen something silver out of the corner of their eyes, and Yuki claims to have a sixth sense when it comes to spotting familiar faces. They refer to having discovered Elisa, who is spying on them from behind, but what Yuki does is walk towards her, something Kuzi didn't want. When the two of them approach to greet her, Elisa gets all nervous, as she didn't expect to be discovered. She also explains that she saw them a while ago but couldn't find the right moment to approach them, although both know it wasn't a while, as it was just as they entered the mall. Then Elisa tells them that she's there to buy clothes, while Yuki asks if she wants to have lunch with them. Before that, Kuz interrupts her, wanting to know if she plans to invite her to that restaurant, and Yuki asks what's wrong with that, as she wanted to go. But Kuzi clarifies that it's not like that, and if they go with Elisa, they should go somewhere else. This makes her want to know why not, so Yuki asks if she can handle spicy food, as they were going to a restaurant that serves spicy ramen. Elisa informs them that she has no problems, but Kuzi warns her that it's super spicy ramen. Without further ado, Alisa declares that she will go, so the three of them end up going to the restaurant, whose entrance looks quite imposing, and its name is Hell's Pot. Alisa's face upon seeing the entrance is one of shock, but she makes it clear to Kuz that she doesn't regret it and just needed to process how unique this place is. Once they are at the table, Alisa doesn't understand the menu, as each dish has a strange name. Yuki explains that the Infernal Blood Pool is a red soup ramen and the least spicy item on the menu. On the other hand, the pincushion is so spicy it feels like thousands of needles are stabbing your tongue, and the Infinite Hell is so spicy that it numbs your entire mouth. Kuz decides to order the Infernal Blood Pool, thinking it's best not to go all out the first time, and Alisa agrees with this. Seeing that they will both order the same, Yuki also decides to order the same dish. While waiting for the food, Alisa tells Yuki that she is dressed more masculinely today, which surprises her a bit. To which Yuki explains that since there are no classes today, she wanted to change things up a bit. Noticing that Alisa is glancing at Kuz, she starts telling her that she was in bed with him this morning. This makes Kuzi spit out the water he was drinking, and Yuki continues to say that since she wanted to wear something different today, she borrowed this shirt she's wearing from him. This makes Alisa turn to him and ask what this means. Nervously, Kuz explains that Yuki showed up at his house, got into his room, and jumped on his bed, swearing that's how it happened. At that moment, the dishes arrive, and upon seeing their appearance, Alisa cringes in fear. Despite that, she musters the courage and takes the first bite, but seconds later, her face changes due to the spiciness. When Kuz asks if she is okay, she snaps back and replies that everything is fine, pretending she can handle it. Kuz, on the other hand, comments that it's delicious, while Yuki thinks the chilies accentuate all the ingredients well. On the other hand, Alisa begins to complain in Russian, expressing that this is torture. Seeing her like this, he clarifies that she doesn't have to force herself, but she insists that what she said was that it was delicious. Continuing with the meal, Alisa keeps complaining in Russian, even mentioning her mother as a cry for help. Before Kuz can say anything, Yuki asks her how she finds the food. Alisa responds that it's very good, and Yuki mentions that she's glad to know she also likes spicy food. She also tells her that in this restaurant, you can use the devil's tier to make it spicier, wondering if she wants to try it. Kuzi sees Yuki's expression and realizes she is doing it on purpose, and due to the pressure, Alisa agrees to try it, thinking that one drop won't kill her. Once she adds the liquid to her ramen, she takes another bite, and as expected, lets out a loud groan, unable to bear it. Later, Kuz accompanies Alisa in the park, explaining that Yuki had to leave because she said she had to buy something. He shows concern that she doesn't look well, and noticing there's an ice cream shop, he goes to buy her an ice cream. This greatly lifts Alisa's spirits, as it's really delicious. It's here that Kuzi asks her why she wants to preside over the council, and she bluntly responds that she wants to do it because she wants to. Moreover, she doesn't need anyone else, and will look for someone to help with the vice presidency, as she needs another person to fill that role beside her. It's then that she mentions she wishes it were him, though she says it in Russian, which doesn't make Kuz happy as it reminds him of some unpleasant moments related to that position. Changing the subject, Alisa asks if he has any plans afterward, to which he responds that he doesn't. And as for Yuki, they will see each other later. Hearing this, Alisa then asks for his help, as she wanted to buy clothes. Kuz asks if she is sure about that, as having a guy help a girl choose her clothes is quite intimate. But seeing Alisa's reaction, he remembers that she doesn't have friends to go shopping with, so she doesn't understand how this works. Because of that, he changes his mind and agrees to help her. When they are at a store, Alisa wonders why he started being nice to her, thinking that maybe he doesn't believe she is capable of becoming president. With that in mind, she gets furious as she doesn't want to be underestimated, deciding to drive him crazy with her fashion show to show who's boss. When she's about to change, she believes he might hear her changing, so she asks him to step further away before doing so. Once she puts on the clothes to try, she thinks they look very good on her. But before opening the curtains, she considers the possibility that he might not react upon seeing her, deciding to punch his face if he does that. Seconds later, she opens them and asks his opinion, to which Kuz responds that it looks very good on her and that the outfit enhances her elegance and femininity, making her look prettier than usual. Alisa just hears this and closes the curtains, crouching down to show how flushed she is, wondering what that was, as he filled her with compliments. At the same time, Kuz collapses on the floor in embarrassment, wanting to know how she does this all the time. When Alisa recovers, she comments that she didn't think he could compliment a girl, showing interest in what he is used to. This reminds him of Yuki, and that today, her outfit was quite masculine. For that reason, she tries on that style of clothing, and when she comes out to ask for his opinion, he tells her that she now looks cool, more attractive than cute, and thinks it suits her well. Alisa tries hard to hide that his compliments don't affect her much, moving on to show him more outfits, where each one receives nice words from him. She loves this, never getting tired of receiving compliments from Kuzi. In one outfit, she thinks it's a bit daring, but surely he will like it. As soon as she comes out, she leans forward to ask him what he thinks, showing her sexiest side, only to realize that Yuki is next to him. She says it's very daring, and Kuz agrees with her. With a dull face, Alisa closes the curtain, and in privacy, wishes the ground would swallow her up. though in Russian. Yuki asks Kuzi what she said, and he replies that it seems she wants to disappear. Later, they are on the train, where Elisa remains in the clouds. A few minutes later, they say goodbye when they reach the station. And when she's alone, she wonders what she was thinking with such a short skirt. Though that's when she ponders why the two of them got off at the same station, and that puts several ideas in her head. And that's it. If you liked it, subscribe to support the channel, comment the word spicy to show you stayed until the end, as not many people usually do.